these types of initiatives are always difficult to pass. It's amazing to me that it's hard to find someone who voted against MAPS back in 1993. It's hard to find people that voted against MAPS for kids, and it's hard to find people that vote for a lot of the initiatives that we know from one time or another develop levels of negativity that we deal with. I ask that our citizens not rush to conclusions when they hear the projects. I myself remember back in 1993 when I went to vote on MAPS, and I thought there was this crazy idea about building a canal in Bricktown. And I had a tough time figuring out if the water would really stay in it or why it was necessary. But imagine now Bricktown without that canal. But I tell that story just as a reminder that it takes a lot of information for a voter to have all of the information they need to cast an educated vote. And we're going to spend the next 2.5 months with a series of press opportunities to try and communicate why each of these elements will both create jobs in Oklahoma City and also increase the quality of life.
I think the continuation of expressing the need for quality of life for the citizens of Oklahoma City, the bike trails, the trail system, to get to a point where we can truly see the completion of that. The wellness programs as it relates to a real quality for our senior citizens and for everybody. I think it gives a big push towards the citizens in Oklahoma and in Oklahoma City to see that Oklahoma City is really stepping up to the plate and just not talking about, what can we do as far as, some form of health. And I think this is a real level of health reform.
I think the entire package is one of the most exciting elements of the whole. I think we have something in the package for all of our citizens. We've got, lots of transformational programs downtown, but a little bit unlike MAPS 1, we've really reached out to the whole city.
There are two elements that really address the greatest needs our city has, and one is the lack of a downtown gathering space the size of a Central Park that a lot of cities have. This addresses that, and the second is public transit. We underserve the needs of our public transit. We need to get started on some sort of rail-based system in this metro area, and this is a great place to start. And so I would say transit and the park are the two things that this city most lacks going forward. This addresses that, but it also does a whole lot more. It's not all about downtown. It's not all about the suburbs, but it's a nice mixture, and I think reflects the sentiments of the citizens. They didn't want this to be all about downtown, but at the same time, they realize that downtown is the most key place of the city, and so they're not against downtown, but at the same time, let's don't forget where people live.